Thanks for joining me. I'm just doing a quick video on the situation regarding the management at Wolves. As you know, last Sunday, after Wolves' 10th game in the Premiership without a win and a 3-0 loss at Fulham the day before, the then current manager Vitor Pereira was sacked, and also Director of Football Domenico Tete, who supposed to be the chief recruiter but wasn't so successful in the task. He's gone midweek, so Wolves are left without a manager. But it was very disconcerting to discover that they even considered appointing the previous manager to Vitor, Gary O'Neill, as a candidate for a manager at Wolves. I found that a bit staggering, because how could they appoint a man who the chairman Jeff C said that they sacked him too late? They should have sacked him sooner. How could they think of employing him when he had a stronger squad, which included Cunha, Aït-Nouri, Sarabia, Semedo, Guedes, and they were doing worse than the team are now, than in the table. So how could they contemplate on appointing a man like him? That was a serious slap in the face to the supporters. No wonder they wrote a letter, and it was only when Gary O'Neill himself withdrew from his application, no doubt because he saw the uproar on social media, that one was laid to rest. Now, there's been many names mentioned, like Brendan Rodgers, Eric Ten Hag, even Big Sam Allardyce, Michael Carrick. But the name that seems to be emerging from the pack is former Wolves player who played over 100 times for Wolves between 2004 and 2008, Rob Edwards. He's the current manager at Middlesbrough. They were second in the table, but they're now third. Coventry at the top at the moment. But whoever we get as manager, we're going to get merchants of gloom and naysayers. Vitor Pereira stayed about 11 months, which is about just slightly above average for him, because he doesn't seem to stick around very long. As Tommy Docherty used to say, I've had more clubs than Jack Nicklaus. He was a great Grand Opens winner, if for those of you youngsters who don't know who Jack Nicklaus is. And he had more clubs than him, but true to form, he's gone. But yeah, Rob Edwards seems to be the man, because after refusing Wolves permission to speak to Edwards yesterday, that his planned press conference at 2:00 today was cancelled, and it's emerged that he was speaking to the club instead. And you don't have to be a genius to work out what that's all about. And apparently he hasn't took training today, so the links are obvious, because in 2015 Edwards temporarily took over the first team responsibilities. He was under 21's coach at Wolves previously, and he's from Telford. And I've been to fans meetings at Molineux when he's been on the table, so the link is obvious, and there's no doubt he loves Wolves. And for him, being from Telford and being a former Wolves player, it would be his dream job. He has got Premiership experience, albeit one season at Luton, and they did get relegated. And after he left there, they were relegated again. But so he has got that experience. Another name, Rui Contreras, I think he is. He's Portuguese. One of the problems with him, like many others, is that no experience in the Premier. I say there's always merchants of doom and gloom. You can always point out shortcomings of any other candidates, but if it's Rob Edwards, I won't grumble, and I'll wish him the best. If it's like Ten Hag, Rodgers, Big Sam, or any of the others, I'd say that there's more negatives for me than positives. Although you could fire me down in flames, but I wouldn't grumble if Rob Edwards is named the new manager. Obviously, he'll have a heck of a task on his hands. We're cut adrift at the bottom on 2 points after 10 games, so it looks like we're heavy favourites to go down, because last season, when we did the amazing turnaround under Vitor Pereira, we got a lot of points off the three teams that were newly promoted. We did the double over Leicester, 2-3-0. Rodrigo Gomez scored in both games. We did the double over Southampton, and we lost at home against Ipswich, but we did go away and win there. And this season, Leeds, Burnley both come to Molineux and scored 3 past us and beat us quite comfortably. And we've lost at Sunderland. So we've got a lot of tough matches to come. Last season, the start was tougher. Tomorrow, first game without Vitor. James Collins is in charge. Last season, we lost 3-1 there in January this year, and we got beat 6-2 at Molineux. I'm under no illusions it's going to be tough to get anything there, although we did get a point at Tottenham against the odds recently. So it's almost like a free hit. But obviously, if we're going to survive, we need to start picking up points. But heavy favourites to go down. But if we do go down, at least we've got a manager in situ who's got experience in the Premier. Who would you like to see as manager? For the Chelsea game tomorrow, another point, Doherty is unavailable. Rodrigo Gomez is available because he had a surgery on a groin strain this week, and he's out for 3 to 4 months. But Collins, being the under-21s coach, he's apparently he's bringing in Enzo Gonzalez, Tawanda Chirewa, and who's the other one? Yeah, he's bringing in Mateus Mane into the squad. So, the obvious change, what he'll make tomorrow, is he's got to bring the 2 Brazilians back into midfield, Gomez and Andre Trinidad. It's obvious that they didn't see eye to eye with the manager, because Andre was left out a couple of times, and when he was substituted recently, he didn't go and sit on the bench. He walked straight down the tunnel. So it's going to be a tough start under the new regime, or the interim, the post Vitor Pereira era. But we're under no illusions. Every game's got to be a cup final if we're going to survive. But who would you like to see as manager? Let me know what you think. And thanks for listening. Up the Wolves.